Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Stephanie Oki here. Today I'll be showing you how I made this really lovely design that I literally just came up with. I know I said I was going to be doing more natural soaps, but I was in the mood for some colors, and so I decided to do a nice design. And this is one design that I've done a few times. It's something that I like to do. I actually enjoy it. I find it's not the easiest, but it's also kind of nice. If that makes sense. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing today, and I'll be showing you guys how I reached my end results. So as usual, I'm starting off with measuring everything I will be using in this soaps, which includes, of course, right now what you can see is me measuring in some lye to my water. That's the first thing I decided to measure out because I wanted the lye to get cool, right? Because if you guys watched my previous video, I made all that error with doing everything super hot. I didn't have the patience, but this time I decided to really take my time, do the lye water first so that would cool off, and I put that in the fridge as well so it would cool off a bit faster. And then now I am just measuring out my shea butter, cocoa butter. I'm gonna measure out some lard, coconut oil, castor oil, olive oil, and everything else that I use for this soap. So watch the process, see how it goes. I'll show you a few things that I've done on here slightly differently just to ensure that this soap came out nice. And yep, let's see how it goes. Now, if you're just joining me for the first time, welcome. I appreciate you here. Thank you for joining. Please do remember to click that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so you can get a notification whenever I upload a video. If you've been following me for some time, you'll know that recently I've been a little inconsistent, so it's always good to have that notification bell so when I do upload a video, you can see and you can tell that there's something up for you. Right, so now I've melted down my hard oils. I'm going to add some liquid oils and you will see the next process there, what I get to do, how I get to measure the temperature. You also notice that my temperature was not actually the coolest. So sometimes, it's really just about knowing what you're doing and just understanding the oils, the lye, and everything. So some people do try to soap, especially when you're making a design. Some people try to soap more at room temperature or somewhere around 70-80 degrees Fahrenheit. In my case, I actually did it somewhere around 100 and it still turned out okay. I was just a little more careful with how I mixed my lye into my oils. Another thing that I did differently was I did not add any fragrance oil. So I just haven't been adding fragrance oils to my soaps because, I find that fragrance oils I've used in the past, I didn't quite like them as much as I thought I did. So every time I used them, I thought they were nice, but then they didn't last, and most of my soaps almost smelled like if I didn't use them on time or sell them on time, the soaps that had lasted, because I had soaps that lasted over a year, and those soaps just were more or less like unscented. My floral fragrances, I noticed that more floral fragrances actually do last long, but the fruity ones, the other ones, those ones don't really stay. The minty ones don't really stay. But floral, if you're actually looking for fragrance oil that will last, floral fragrances do last. Now bear in mind that floral fragrances are a little harder to work with because they're the ones that sometimes will rise and things like that. There are a few, I'm not going to go into fragrance oils. Let's talk about the colors. So now here I have a red, I have a kind of greenish, everything ended up looking pastel. I have a pink and I have a yellow. I thought I had two different colors there, the red and the pink. It turns out that they just ended up the same. Maybe I put too little of the red, but I was trying to stick to the right quantity so it wouldn't bleed through my soap, but both of them just looked the same. So again, that's another thing that I kind of find weird with using colors, fragrance oils. It's like it promises one thing, it gives the other. So now I am sticking to not using much of these things in my soaps anymore unless I feel like it. Like here, I felt like it. So I'm just gonna, my next soap is probably going to be something natural, maybe turmeric, maybe charcoal, and I'll just do a nice design with that. That's what I plan to do next. Anyway, there I've just added some citric acid. You can see me doing some temperature checks there. And then I will go ahead and add my lye. Now you can see that the lye was 114 degrees Fahrenheit. So it wasn't very cool, but it was kind of cool enough to me, and my oils as well. So then I will add the lye to the oil, and you're going to see, because I'm going to slow this down to ordinary, like regular speed. Right now it's sped up. I'm going to make it regular speed so you can actually see just how much I blended. I did more of stirring, as you can see there, and then I would just hit the thing for like a second and then stir, and then for like a second, and maybe I just did it twice. I was super careful, and the reason is you don't want this to trace fast. You don't want this to get too thick because you want to do a design. That's what happened in my last video. So doing this just a couple of times, just stirring. This is a normal speed so you can see exactly how it went, and then I'll go ahead and pour it in my soap mold. And so once I get that soap mold done, you'll see exactly what I did there. Having those dividers for your soap molds can be a game changer for doing designs if you want to do the Taiwan Swirl or whatever you want to do. It looks really good. So now these are just my colors. I'm just going to measure out. This is all eyeballing, by the way. Measure out my soap batter into all of those colors, just sharing it in 4. And then I will go ahead and pour it in my soap. So now I have my soap mold, and you can see that I am just pouring that in carefully, making sure that I'm pressing onto those dividers to just ensure that the soap doesn't mix. It's very difficult to actually do this perfectly, trust me, but like it's achievable. However, if you have 1 or 2 drops, like you're gonna see when I'm removing the dividers that like a drop or 2 kind of went the wrong way. But that's completely normal and it's okay. Don't fret. Just draw your design, do whatever you want to do, and it's still going to be okay. But here I was being super careful, and still, like, you could see that 1 little drop of yellow went into the green, but again, not a big deal, not something that I would cry over. But if you're a bit of a perfectionist, you would definitely find this annoying because it's very difficult to get perfect. So there I have a toothpick and I have a skewer, and I just decided to just play with this design. I literally could have stopped right here, but of course not. I decided to do more. I decided to just kind of improvise, see what I could make of this, see if I could kind of let those colors meddle into each other. That was kind of my aim. I wanted the green to somewhat go into the yellow and the yellow to go into the green, and I just ended up doing this playful thing and just playing around. But anyway, as you know, when you swirl, you can get carried away, so always know when it's good to stop. I still liked the way my soap turned out. It's one of my nice designs that I like to do, so I like the way it turned out, and that's how it finished. Now, when this soap I waited 24 hours, and the next day when I came to it, the color had changed into a pastel color, and you're going to see that. This is what it looked like, the soap batter. Once I was done with the swirl, I was just there admiring it. And then the next day, this is how it looks. It's a really nice pastel color. I kind of like the fact that it's pink on both sides and not red actually, because I feel like red may not have been the best color for this. So in a way, I like the error that kind of came from that red not really being red and ending up as the same color. Now I'm just going to cut my soaps and I'm going to stamp them. So at this point, I'm going to say thank you so much for watching my video to this point. If you're new, again, thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to subscribe and share. And if you do have any comments, questions, or anything you'd like to know, leave a comment in the comment section. I will be sure to respond to you. And have a great day, everybody. Bye.